I'm Justin Crawford, and boy, do we have a special guest here for you today. Shayna Taylor is the organic chef and holistic nutritionist behind Shayna's Kitchen, a wellness entrepreneur, and the founder of Bottle and Stone, a high-quality CBD-based remedies and resources company aiming to put you in the power to thrive in your own life. Shayna, thanks for coming on, and it's so good to have you with us.
Thank you for having me. And you said that tagline very well. Thank you very much.
And I told you I took it right off the perfect place you could have, which was your website. And something we didn't know about you, Shayna, was that, in addition to cooking and really living this holistic lifestyle as an entrepreneur, you launched Bottle and Stone, and you're the founder of it. So I'm excited to dive a little deeper into what kind of inspired the company and, how it's grown over the past couple of years. But first and foremost, you're over there on the West Coast. So at least you have some nice weather, but how has everything been treating you so far in terms of, being stuck in the quarantine? I know you and Ryan are kind of busy doing all the things, but, how are you mentally and physically during all of this?
I've been pretty good. I definitely feel very lucky to be in California, considering, like you said, the weather is beautiful here. It's actually been the first 2 gloomy days we've had since quarantine.
Sure.
So, it is definitely nice. I feel very blessed to, obviously be able to step outside and take walks and stuff and with the nice weather. But mind and body wise, I've always really been a homebody,
Okay.
and didn't really eat out in restaurants that much as it was. So in the beginning, it was almost like, oh, this is kind of like, not that different for me. The only thing that really, makes you feel like you're in a weird place is when you go out on walks and you have to wear masks, or when I go to the grocery store, you're like gloves on and I'm like hand sanitizing everything. And it's, it really becomes reality when you step out and do your normal day life. And I feel like, in the beginning too, Ryan and I travel so much. Like we were in a plane every 4 or 5 days. Like, we would be really lucky if it was a week and we weren't jumping on a plane. So, I was really actually enjoying being still and appreciating not being on a plane every 5 seconds. But now I'm starting to feel the stir craziness of like, okay, life has been great in quarantine in a lot of ways because we all been chilling and we've been wearing sweats. And it's like, this is like the 3rd time I've worn makeup in 6 weeks, but it's been a fun way to try to figure out what your new routine is.
To give us a better idea of Bottle and Stone, when were you guys expecting to launch? And then ultimately, why did you guys continue to, you mentioned this just now, but, CBD is definitely something people are looking to drive a lot of their attention to nowadays in terms of relaxation and remedies. So where were you guys on that? And then kind of how have you seen it flourish since, launch?
So we were originally planning to launch, I don't even know how many times we plan to launch, probably many. But as some entrepreneurs understand, it doesn't always go as planned as you wish it would.
Yeah.
So we were planning to launch in April, and that was the original plan date. And then when all of this happened, we just kept going back and forth and back and forth and back and forth on it. And, I've worked so hard to create a product that is the most trustworthy as possible, just because in a world where it's like the wild, wild west, like I explained to people,
Yeah.
it's incredible what CBD is doing, but so many people are jumping on the bandwagon because they want to make money. They're not doing it because they want to help people. And why I jumped on the bandwagon was because I genuinely wanted to help people, and I couldn't recommend something or a product to somebody that I trusted to take for myself. So why was I couldn't recommend to somebody else. And a lot of my wellness followers that we have as like their family essentially would ask for natural remedies for a lot of things like anxiety, for sleep, for pain. So it's like, okay, we can sit and do nothing, or we can launch, we can help people, give them an amazing product, and then also be able to give back to the community that are putting in so much effort and time right now when we have to just do our part of sitting at home. So it was the same with Shayna's Kitchen. I sell matcha on Shayna's Kitchen, and I just was like, wait, what am I doing? I should give away matcha to nurses and first responders because they need that long-term energy. I think it's, as a company in this time, we're a small business, and I wanted to keep my employees afloat. I wanted to, keep myself afloat, and I also wanted to give back. So it was kind of this, like, I want to help as much as I can, and I'm lucky that I'm involved in a product that does that.
Yeah. Even as a small business, that's something that a lot of people just found so much loss of security when this pandemic had happened too. So I'm glad you guys are staying afloat in that case. And so, when you're thinking about how stressful this is, either for you, Ryan, anybody in your life, or, people watching this clip, what do you think some good daily practices and natural rituals, what have you been practicing that you think other people can start implementing into their life?
So bodies love routine. So a lot of people, have difficult lives, and sometimes routines are a little bit more difficult to do. But when you're at home, I think creating a routine that is really healthy for your body and that you like is important to find. And for instance, waking up early, not staring at your phone immediately and reading through emails and text messages, taking an hour when you first wake up, play with your animals if you have dogs, cats, whatever they are, come back. I come downstairs, I have like these greens that I take to keep my body alkaline in this time, which is really, really important, because if your body's in an alkaline state, viruses and bacteria and all the bad things can't live in your body for very long. I drink lemon water because that's really good to help the body detox. So all these things are really important in a time like this where we're all trying to be as healthy as possible. And then as well as, like I have scoliosis, so stretching is really important for me. And since I've had a little bit of extra time in the morning because I'm not rushing to the gym or I'm not rushing to whatever, I sit for 5 minutes and I do like a tiny little stretch of what I know, is good for my body.
Yeah.
And it helps so much. And then of course I drink my matcha because that's like my favorite morning ritual thing to do in the morning. Is I normally have like 3 by the afternoon.
I'm going to have to get this matcha. I'm going straight to your website after we jump off this.
It goes in stock actually the first week of May. So it's
okay,
about to
that's perfect.
We order in small batches because they don't grind the green tea leaves until we order it. So it's
right.
like fresh, potent ever. And I think too, like being creative is so beneficial to your mind and your health and your happiness.
Have you noticed anything different about yourself and, in terms of your lifestyle and how you've kind of done things now that you've been quarantined for a little while now?
I think, so I've cooked a lot before. I mean, I used to be a personal chef, so I used to cook every day of my life. And then when you kind of become an entrepreneur and you travel so much, you don't really cook as much. It's like I would do cooking days to do recipe development for my blog, but then in real life, I wasn't really cooking as much. And I have really connected back to my chef roots, and I love it so much. And I hope that this is something that a lot of other people find too, because cooking at home is, obviously we want to help restaurants and we love eating out. And like, I support restaurant business 100%. I have some of my favorite restaurants all over the world and I'm a huge foodie, but eating at home is also so important and better for your body because you know what you're eating. It's not over salted. You get quality time with other people that you live in your house or quality time with yourself.
Yeah.
So I think just like connecting back to kind of like more European style. It's like Europeans, they love to eat at home. They eat as families and they cook at home. They've hold on to that legacy forever. And I feel like Americans, we've kind of gravitated more towards easy microwavable dinners, like delivery services, like anything that's easy because we're all so busy. And I think it's just so important to take the time to connect with your food and know where your food's coming from and spending the love and energy to make it. It just makes eating so much more enjoyable and like, I don't know, like it's just a different, I feel like when you're so busy, you just don't pay attention as much. And I feel like we're all on the go.
Know it's good for you. You shove it in your mouth and you go.
Exactly. And that, I don't think people realize how much that affects your body and your digestive system. When you're not like paying attention to what you're eating or you're not sitting and like taking your time to eat, it really does work against you.
Yeah.
Shayna,
that's it. I think we have to focus on connecting with our food and the people around us and just connecting with ourselves. All of that's so important. So thank you for your insight, your knowledge. I didn't know half of the things you said about food until you said it. So I appreciate you personally. And I know our audiences will definitely be looking forward to what Bottle and Stone has to offer in addition to all of the things you're posting on Shayna's Kitchen. So I'm so excited to keep following your journey and seeing how, what people like you in the wellness and lifestyle space are allowing all of us who are stuck at home, who are used to going to an office and such and running around. You guys are giving us a lot of help during this time. So we appreciate you and your time. I hope you, Ryan, your guys' family and everybody around you continues to stay healthy holistically healthy. I mean, we just talked about it, you know, connecting with your food, family, and yourself, you know, holistically healthy. I hope you guys remain so, and we'll look forward to seeing you either when we come out to LA or when you guys get back to New York City.
Yep, I would love that.
Thanks again, Shayna.
Thank you so much.